Crab Champions, have you heard of it? It's just a roguelike made by the Crab Rave EDM artist Noisestorm, the literal crab guy, and it's got over 300 unique pieces of loot spread across weapon mods, grenade mods, melee mods, perks, relics. There's a lot of items. So today, let's check out the top 5 or so strongest weapon mods. We already did the perks. Go check that video out when you get the chance, buddy. Buster, Bucko, little bitch. But for now, we're talking about weapon mods. And before we get into it, my name is Furnace, your second favorite outfit, and I'm your guy for Crab Champions. So like the video if you want to see more, subscribe if you don't want to miss when I do post more, and let's get into it. Weapon mods are pretty straightforward. They affect your projectile, whether it is something that happens when you fire your weapon and a projectile comes out, and make additional projectiles. It can be stuff that happens when the projectile collides with an enemy, collides with the environment, collides with destructibles, everything to do with your main weapon. Not your ability, not your melee, and not generic overarching things like perks. In general, I want to try to spread these picks out. I don't just want to take all things from the damage pool. Obviously, there are a lot of strong ones there, but I want to give you a nice breadth and depth because this game has that, and you want to get more than just one type of item. And realistically, RNG is always RNG, but you can take RNGs as by the nuts and purchase whatever you want in the shop if you got some econ going. And there's only one econ item in the weapon mod pool as a whole, and it's Money Shot. Ooh, by the way, best econ item in the game, despite being the only one that's a weapon mod. We love stacking crystals. We love using Money Shot to do so. This is an epic tier economy loot pool weapon mod. Obviously, we're talking about econ. And it grants you a specific lump sum of crystals when your projectiles deal damage. This does still proc with dot damage, except fire. Not really sure why, but it kind of makes sense. It would be a little bit broken. It still is pretty broken. Time Shot does proc this. Insane. More on that later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yes, there are some weapons where Money Shot isn't as effective. Sniper and Rocket, they're pretty slow to start out, at least at base fire rate. I get it. It's not as good for that, but for everything else, insane. It scales very, very nicely with your run, specifically because it scales on 2 axes, so to speak. You can obviously level it up, and that lump sum you get per damage instance will increase. You know, you go from 2 to 4 to 6. I'm pulling this number out of my ass. You get the point. Or you can just increase your freaking fire rate, and then you will physically deal damage more often, which will proc Money Shot more often. Obviously, you try to do both, scale it 2 different directions, but both are facing up, baby, and it is insane. You want to get 1,000,000 billion crystals, you want to break the int limit for your money, you're going to need Money Shot. That's all there is to it. All in all, econ is the lock to the door that is a god tier build, snowballing into infinity islands, taking out everything forever, and Money Shot is the key. So I talked about fire rate. Let's get into that one. This is kind of just a utility category, I guess, but we're going to be talking about fire rate here, and there's a lot of options. We got rapid fire. It's common, easy to find. We got supercharged, really strong, really effective, but it's harder to find with epic tier. And then there's another epic tier. Oh, you know where I'm going with this. It's juiced. Woo! Juicing over here. You get bonus fire rate, bonus reload speed, and bonus damage, all the same weapon mod. It's not as strong as supercharged. It's not as strong as some other damage increasing or reload speed from the relic, for example, but it's a solid amount at level 1. All 3. It is just a jack of all trades item, and it is so nice to have. Obviously, you want to also snag rapid fire or also snag supercharged. Try to get your fire rate to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% if you can. Break the projectile limit within the game within a full second of firing. That's when you know you're doing damage, ladies and gentlemen. And juice is a part of that equation, always. Take it if you find it. I mentioned Time Shot earlier. Let's talk about it. Time Shot is by far the best damage increasing item in the game for any build. It splits your damage from 1 single instance per projectile to 10 instances at 10% each. I don't actually know if that's true. Gonna be honest. Midway through this recording, we're gonna fire up the game. We're gonna see what it actually is, because now I'm forgetting. This is going to be easy to figure out. A sniper does 100 damage, but with Time Shot, it slowly decreases. Going to be honest, I don't know how many ticks that is. I did not hit her. I did not. Any Room fans? Any Tommy Wiseau fans? Oh, God. Anyway, Time Shot does take your projectile from 1 damage instance to many smaller damage instances, in addition to a 100% increase to that weapon damage. It's very, very strong. Like I said with Money Shot, each instance will proc things like Money Shot, like Health Shot, like other various perks that proc on damage. It's so incredibly strong, it's insane. I don't know how it hasn't been nerfed, but Noise Storm, just let it be insane. It's fine. We all love it. We all use it every time we find it. It's a common tier, so it is extremely easy to find. Despite the fact that the damage loot pool is massive and bloated, it's common. You're still gonna find it pretty easily. That makes it easy. So have I said the word easy yet? A few times, huh? Well, take note, bucko. Just gonna keep saying bucko, buster, and bitch until you listen and go grab these items in game. Come on, you think I am the best player in this entire community by chance? No, it's because I save scum nonstop so I never lose. But another reason is because I find time shot pretty often and I use it, so think about it. Also worth mentioning, by the way, there is a time shot-esque enhancement called chipping. Enhancements are great, so if you don't find time shot explicitly, you can still find something that's enhanceable and enhance it with chipping. Same effect, increases the damage, but turns it into lots of different dot damages. It's great. Speaking of enhancements, I gotta go with at least one enhanceable for this list. And guys, the choice here should be obvious. I'm getting excited. It's Spark Shot. Obviously, it's Spark Shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Spark Shot is stupid strong. It's been stupid strong for many updates. And it's like I don't want to use it because it's such an easy win. It's almost like getting homing shot to level 5. It's not even a challenge anymore. You just rip and tear through everything like Doom Guy, even in Doom the Dark Ages. Every version of Doom Guy, they're all using Spark Shot. This doesn't make any sense, but I'm going with it. Leave it in the edit. So this is an epic tier damage loot pool weapon mod. Again, damage loot pool, that's fine. Just cross your fingies, you'll get it eventually. Use that econ for money shot. You'll find it in a shop eventually, maybe, I hope. It spawns 5 to 6 sparks that do a pretty decent amount of damage. That damage scales with levels. And it is a 100% proc chance. If you hit an enemy or hit the ground, it's procking. I gotta check that. We're firing up the game again because I'm not actually sure if it's 100%. I think it is. Therefore, I'm gonna say it is until proven otherwise. Give item, 21% chance. All right. There we go. That's only 3. Okay. It's not 100% proc chance at all. Not even close. It was 21 on something else. It's 12 here. What would it be on minigun? That's like the lowest chance. 5%. But notice it does proc on the ground. That was the main point I was trying to make, is you don't have to hit enemies. You can hit the ground with it. Spark shot and scatter shot and split shot and triple shot, they all mend nicely together. The freaking synergy. I don't know why I said mend. That's a weird word to use here. But again, leave it in the edit. Let's tab back out and actually make some progress here. But yeah, Spark Shot, very, very good. I guarantee the damage gets dealt to an opponent as well, because despite the fact that it's not 100% proc, it is 100% homing slightly. Not really 100%, actually. It's not that strong, but there is some homing activity going on there. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a weak homing with those sparks. They're going to hit someone. It is just so often you're fighting hordes and hordes and hordes. So if you're firing into a crowd, some sparks spawn, they're hitting someone. That's all there is to it. And it's enhanceable, so you can add chipping, like I was talking about with Time Shot. You can add damaging. You can add homing enhancement. There's so many good enhancements. Got to do a top 5 enhancement guide as well. That's coming in the future. I'm verbally committing right now. Subscribe so you don't miss it. All right, let's stop yapping and move on. Honorable mention, we got to do it. Sharp Shot. I know, I'm sorry, Sharp Shot. You didn't make the top 5, but you're an honorable mention. You're not good with every weapon. It's a flat 4 damage per level. So yeah, for sniper, shit. Rocket, not very good. But for minigun, oh my god. For AR, orb, any of the fire rate weapons that are really good and really speedy, Sharp Shot, even at level 1. Oh, totally new game. You love to see it. You love to get it. Again, common tier. So it's nice and easy in theory. Floated loot pool, again with the damage, but I digress. All right, last but not least, we got to throw a legendary in there. We have to. And I know I mentioned homing earlier. No, you thought I was that stupid, huh? You thought I was dumb? You thought I was a bad player? Just because I save scum every single recording, you think I suck, huh? No, we're going with fucking firepower. Oh my goodness. Firepower is insane. 100% proc chance to fire an additional projectile with each shot. Now on shotguns, that's not that great. You're already firing 5 or 6. A 7th is not the craziest upgrade. But every other weapon fires 1 projectile per fire, per pulling of the trigger, so to speak, and it just doubles. And then it's another one, and another one, and another one. So you get like minigun, for example, the Love Ryan minigun, or laser cannons, AR, orb launcher, blade launcher, all of these, just boom, effectively doubling everything. Doubling your damage, doubling your proc chance, doubling your fire rate. It's just an insane item to get. Obviously, it's legendary. You're not going to find it very often. You're probably going to have to go a couple loops and hope to RNGesus, pray to that man that it shows up in the legendary chest, or find a ton of streamer loot, and maybe you'll get it in, any of your damage chests. Keep an eye out for this one. Praise the Lord if you do find it. Let me tell you, if it does bless your presence, then Consider yourself lucky. It's insane. Again, I know some of you watching are mad that I didn't pick homing shot, but that bitch has been nerfed into the ground. It just doesn't home that strongly at level 1. It takes a couple levels to get there, and it's legendary. It's hard to get those couple levels. It doesn't happen very often unless you're doing a god run, and I'm trying to make these guides for people that are just doing normal runs. Not normal difficulty, but nightmare. Maybe true nightmare. They're not going to Island 500. They're not going to get maxed out homing shot, okay? But a couple levels of firepower, that is game-changing and game-breaking. All right, thanks for attending my Yap Sesh. Those were 5, actually way more than 5. I probably mentioned like 8 or 9. Really good weapon mods for you to use in Crab Champions. Hopefully this helped, and if it did, like the video. Let me know. If you disagree, comment. My cat is freaking out right outside the door, but he's running away, so you don't get to see him. Actually, he doesn't like me. he's all wound up. He's sprinting around the apartment with Haley. I'm out of breath. It's embarrassing. Anyway, if you like the video, it does help me out. Subscribe for more of your second favorite F word. I'm your guy for Crab Champions, and catch you in the next one. Take care.